We learned this week that if there is one person on Earth even more deserving of our sympathy, indeed our anguished, damp-eyed pity, than its most powerful citizen, it is its richest. Aww. We learned that US President Donald Trump, an absolutely prodigious sniveler who actually is as good at whining as he thinks he is at everything else.
No politician in history, and I say this with great surety, has been treated worse or more unfairly.
Was moved, nevertheless, by the woeful plight of billionaire nitwit Elon Musk, who in recent days has suffered crashes of one of his rockets, his social media garbage barge, and the share price of his manufacturer of annoying cars with stupid door handles.
President Trump is vowing to buy a Tesla after the company's stock plunged. Critics blame CEO Elon Musk's focus on his White House role for the stock slide, while protesters are targeting Tesla dealerships across the country.
Seriously, car door handles was a problem which we had, as a species, solved. They were fine as they were, as all right-thinking people concur. But we learned that, say whatever else you will, etc., this was one promise President Trump intended to keep. We learned this from an extremely normal ceremony at the White House, at which the President of the United States, deferring as usual to Elon Musk, and no, Musk was not wearing a suit and tie about which pro-Trump media seemed suddenly strangely unconcerned, presented an array of Teslas, literally while clutching a written sales pitch.
What is this one, Elon?
That's the Model Y.
That's a Model Y, so I have a lot of information to put into price.
Yeah.
I want to make a good deal here. You know, I do notice this. They have one, which is $35,000, which is pretty low.
Baby, you can drive my car.
We learned that Trump intends to pay for his new purchase by check. If it's any consolation to Musk, bouncing is an improvement on crashing. Seriously, it could only have been rendered more dignified by the addition of a platoon of those inflatable wavy arm men, often seen adorning the forecourts of disreputable jalopy-mongers. We learned by way of further incentive that Trump intends to insure Tesla retailers and purchasers against direct action by those who object to Tesla's proprietor doing to the US federal government what he has recently done to one of his rockets, his social media platform, and his company's share price, and declare such vigilantes domestic terrorists.
Those people are going to go through a big problem when we catch them. And we have we got a lot of cameras up. We already know who some of them are. We're going to catch them. And they're bad guys.
For we have, of course, long since learned that if there is one American office holder who can be absolutely relied upon to take a robust stand against anything even resembling domestic terrorism, it is Donald Trump.
January 6 rioters said to be released from a Washington jail last night thanked President Trump by phone after he issued a sweeping pardon.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages.
Trump granting clemency to all of the nearly 1,600 people charged in the 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol.
We learned, however, that Trump's geography may be as erratic as his views on domestic terrorism, as he returned once more to his absolutely sane and entirely plausible plans for annexing Canada.
When you take away that artificial line that looks like it was done with a ruler, and that's what it was. Some guy sat there years ago and they said, rah.
That word again.
Rah.
So we learned that Trump dislikes borders which are artificially drawn straight lines, imposed without regard to any natural features, which is exciting news for Mexico, which can presumably now have California, Arizona, and New Mexico back. Seriously, the compilers of this monologue absolutely will buy a fancy dinner for any journalist at one of Trump's press conferences who tests him on state capitals, and not even the really tricky ones like Kentucky or Kansas, like even mid-tier difficult, say North Dakota.
North Dakota
City, North Dakota,
Northern
mountains of North Dakota,
of the North. North Dakota City?
Bismarck! It's Bismarck! What is going on in our schools? But sticking with the subject of people failing to do their homework, We learned that the first controversy of 2025's Eurovision season was upon us.
Oh no.
And if this isn't the first, and there have been others, please do not write in. We don't care. Anyway, we learned that there was a thing with the putative entry from Malta by Maltese warbler Miriana Conte, and we learned that the thing was specifically this bit.
Will someone think of the children?
I'm absolutely
Oh no.
I'm absolutely disgusted.
Terrible. Will someone think of the children?
Television and sent Malta the bill.
Indeed, except we learned Malta's Eurovision authorities insist, very possibly somewhat disingenuously, that their singer is not singing, what she very obviously is, but is instead enunciating the song's title Kant, K-A-N-T, not as in Immanuel Kant, 18th century Prussian proponent of transcendental idealism, but Kant as in the Maltese word for song, derived from the Latin, i.e. cantus. We learned, however, that Eurovision High Command was not buying this and had ordered that the offending word be dropped and the title changed, at which it's over to our Eurovision desk chief Fernando Augusto Pacheco for a definitive analysis of the uproar.
These crucial, indeed momentous developments will very certainly be taken extremely seriously by people who aren't mental.
We learned that Malta were uncowed by this edict and had vowed to plough on with a rejigged tune for all the good it will do them. We learned upon scrutiny of the odds that bookmakers currently have Malta in the write-your-own-ticket category. Still, we have learned of an answer to the age-old riddle. How do you make a Maltese cross? Tell them to rewrite their Eurovision entry. For Monocle Radio, I'm Andrew Muller.